AI can now hack systems autonomously. Well, that's the claim from Anthropic with their new Mythos model. But what if that's not actually what's happening? After reading the article from Islas, a cybersecurity platform, AI Cybersecurity After Mythos, the Jagged Frontier, something didn't really add up. So let's try to break it down in simple terms. According to the Mythos preview from Anthropic, the Mythos model can now analyze the code, find some vulnerabilities, and then chain some steps together in order to exploit these vulnerabilities. This means that AI can now hack systems? Well, this is not exactly the case. The real question is, under what conditions can this happen? So there is a real pushback, and this is where it gets really interesting because of the article from Islas. They actually rerun the experiments, and what they found out was quite interesting. 8 out of 8 smaller models identified the same exact vulnerabilities. Some even reconstructed the same complex exploit logic. And we are not talking about cutting-edge models. We are talking about cheaper models, smaller models, and models with fewer resources. And yet, they perform exactly in the same setup. Now here's the part that really breaks this narrative. One of the best performing models of these cheaper ones was the GPT-OSS. And this model only has 3.6 billion parameters, and it costs, ready for this, 11 cents per million tokens. That's completely different from what Mythos is going to charge. So here's a key detail that most people are missing out. These models weren't solving the full problem. They were given the relevant function, the vulnerable code path, or sometimes even hints. Instead of saying, oh, find a vulnerability in a massive complex system, it's more kind of, oh, can you just find an exploit in this piece of code? That's a completely different level of difficulty. This doesn't mean that the models are not good and what was found is not good. We'll explore more in detail in a little bit further on in this video. But this leads us to the most important insight. The real advantage isn't just the model. It's the system around it. What really matters in this case is how we are going to narrow down the code, guide the model to do this set of tasks, and then find the vulnerability. Because of this, the smaller models can perform the same way as Mythos perform. In some cases, these smaller models match the larger ones and performed in the same way by task. So there wasn't a single best model in this Islas article. Also in the article you can see that they call this a jagged frontier. So this means that AI doesn't improve smoothly. It's not a bigger model is better at everything. Instead, some of the tasks, some of the models do great, other tasks, even advanced models fail. It's uneven, unpredictable. Let's be totally honest here. If 8 out of 8 models and one of them costing 11 cents per million tokens can reproduce the same results, this isn't an AI breakthrough. This is a test design breakthrough that actually is quite good for what we need to achieve in cybersecurity. It's a breakthrough in how we can guide this model to do that. But yeah, if even smaller models can reproduce these results, the thing is that the hard part on these designs is already done. The problem is narrowed, and all of the models were guided to get these results. In a way, we can say that almost any decent model can look smart into this. When we hear AI can now hack systems autonomously, what we need to realize is AI can be guided to analyze these vulnerabilities, and then when pointed in the right direction, it can get really good outcomes. That's a completely different claim on what was stated from Anthropic. Mythos doesn't prove that AI can hack systems. It proves that if we design the experiment well enough, the model barely matters. But they can find the right exploits and the right outcomes based on that. Now, again, that doesn't mean that this is not progress. It is. But it's progress in how we use AI. Now, the AI models getting sentient or getting AGI. So it doesn't matter in a way how powerful the AI model is right now. It matters how we can definitely provide an outcome to this AI model. Every time a new report comes out, I always get a little bit on the back foot because we know most of them is marketing.